back to my channel. It is October the 14th today, and I am coming at you from my parents' dining room. I decided to film here today just because everything at home was hectic, and I did need to be here to babysit the dog today, so I just brought my stitching along with me, and I figured I would film here just because it's easier, and the lighting is actually not too bad here. And yeah, so this is an old spot that I used to film in, but now I might actually use this as my forever stitchy filming spot. I might just come to my parents' house to film my videos from now on, as it gives me more privacy, and I think I have a lot better lighting here as well. So yeah, we'll just maybe film here from now on. So what's happened with me in the last 2 weeks? Let's see. I was at the doctor's, at least I think that happened in the last 2 weeks. I was supposed to get my foot checked, and I did have it checked, and it was better, but I'm still getting a lot of pain in the heel of my foot, the back of my foot, you know, that part that slips into your shoe. And I'm not sure if I'm growing a calcium buildup there or if I'm getting a heel spur or something, but it's quite painful if I bump it on anything. And I'm still having some pain in my lower leg that I don't really know what that is. And the last time I was at the doctor's, it wasn't too bad, but now I'm starting to get pains again, so I want to get that checked out. So maybe in the next couple of weeks, I'll be getting that checked as well. What else has happened? My birthday was on the 5th of October, so 5 days after my last video, and that went relatively well. I had some friends over for work. My boyfriend made me a Nightmare Before Christmas birthday cake, as well as we played some Cards Against Humanity, which is a game that's not for everybody, but we all enjoyed it. We all kind of have that same sense of humor, so it worked out for us, and we had a lot of fun. I've been working on and off a little bit. That's pretty much all that's really happened in the last couple of weeks. However, next week, something has come up. My boyfriend and I are taking a trip next week for 3 days to Niagara Falls, which is a place that I haven't been probably since I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I'm 33 now, so it's been a while, and I'm looking forward to seeing the differences in the area. I really don't remember much from when I was a child. I just know I was there. I know I have pictures. I vaguely remember memories from there. My memory is bad in general, so for me to remember things, that was my mom's oven, sorry about that. I hardly remember things from like last week, never mind like 20 years ago. So, but yeah, we're going for 2 nights and 3 days. We're going to stay in the Falls View Hotel, which is going to be really nice. We have a room that's got a view of the falls, so that's going to be really nice for us. It's going to be a nice little break and a chance for us to get away from, you know, the crazy busy life that we've been living the last year with each other. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. We've kind of packed up and we're leaving Monday morning, I think. And yeah, we're really looking forward to that. We're gonna spend some time in the casino. We're gonna spend some time at the wax museum. There is a indoor bird conservatory type thing, you know, where you walk around and there's birds flying everywhere. At least that's the understanding that I have of the place, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. And as for any other things that we do, I'm not really sure. We don't really have anything planned out just yet, but it's gonna kind of be one of those, we'll go and we'll see what's there and we'll see what we're into, and, you know, just kind of take a chance on some things and just enjoy ourselves. So yeah, I'll have to put some pictures in my next video at the end, a little bit of a slideshow from our trip, so you guys can see all the beautiful fall scenery and see the falls. They light the falls up at night, which is really nice. And so I think from where we will be in our hotel, I'm not 100% sure, but where we will be in our hotel, we'll be able to see New York from where we are. Not the city, but the state. So yeah, we're looking really forward to that. And yeah, so, what else? I think that's it for all that I have to talk about from last week and what's coming up in the next 2 weeks. That's like a big milestone. So I am going to be taking a little bit of stitching with me on our trip. I'm not sure that I'm ever going to get any stitching done while we're there. We'll see what kind of, you know, down and relaxed time that we have while we're down there. And I think we've packed some movies along and our portable DVD player. So if, you know, we're tired and before bed we want to watch a movie or something, then we can do that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't been able to go on a trip since I was at the 2016 Toronto Supernatural Convention that some of you might remember that I went to. So it's been a while. So it's been, you know, 5 years since I've gone away and done anything fun and exciting like that. So I'm really looking forward to it. Not a lot of stitching has happened in the last 2 weeks. I know last week I said that I was going to have 2 weeks worth of the Nightmare Before Christmas SAL done. I was going to have my Nightmare Before Coffee finished. I was hoping to have my birds finished, some work on my Heaven and Earth. Some stuff got done and some didn't. Over the last 2 weeks, I had some really bad mental health days and I just really didn't feel like stitching and I was kind of hard on myself for some things. So, yeah, I just didn't get as much done as I wanted, and I came across a snag with the SAL that I didn't have a floss that I thought I had, and now I have to make a substitute, so we're just gonna have to fix that, which now that I've done this other thing that I wanted to get done, I think I can jump back into the SAL and catch up a little more. So what I have worked on this week, I will show you first my whips and then I will show you my finish, because yes, I have a finish. I won't tell you what it is, but there's finish. So the first thing that I worked on this week, the last 2 weeks, sorry, is my Dimensions Gold Japanese Garden, which is part of my birthday SAL, which I'm not 100% sure if anyone other than Mary, the Daydream Stitcher, has joined me for, but that's okay. We're both stitching this, and yeah, I got a little bit of progress on this the other day. So I got some of the bridge finished. There's a little bit of ground here, and then this lantern here, which I'll bring it in. If you can see the sparkle thread in there, let me tell you, that sparkle thread mixed with the normal thread was kind of a nightmare. I'm not even gonna lie. If I had known that that was really going to be there, I would have tried to just, instead of putting the blending thing in there, I would have just done the Kreinik, but because it's a dimensions kit, I figured I may as well just do what the pattern wants me to do and carry on. So I'm hoping by next video I'll have this little lantern finished, and maybe even some of the rock that it's sitting on and some grass connecting the bridge and that. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm not 100% sure that that will get done, but we will see what we see. And then the next whip that I have is my Nightmare Before Christmas SAL by Story Stitches, which I do believe I posted a link to in the comment section of my last video. And I only got 3 days done on it, even though we're like 2 weeks in. I only got 3 days done. So I only got 0 Jack and the jack-o'-lantern finished the last 2 weeks. And so far, from what I know that's been released, Oogie's been released, the snake swallowing the tree has been released, Shock and Lock have been released, the Mayor, the Demon Wreath thing, the Melting Man. What else? What else has been released yet? I'm trying to think. Oh, Spiral Hill has been released as well. So some really nice parts. But I was working over to this block here. Sorry, this block right here is where Oogie is supposed to go, which I needed like DMC 16 for, which is one of the new colors, which I swore I had. But for some reason cannot find anywhere. So some people in the group had suggested a substitute for that, so I think I'm just gonna make the substitution. The green was to make Oogie look a little bit more like his, underground gambling Oogie, where he's like neon color, versus his regular kind of, what do you call that? Like potato bag type of, you know, I forget what those bags are called. They're like sacks, burlap sacks. So it's more of that color, kind of like a khaki, brownie green, I don't know. So that's what the substitution I think I'm gonna make is, because I don't have a place around here where I live that sells the newer colors. Our Walmart only sells a very slim amount of colors, and our Michael's is 45 minutes away, and I don't want to drive up there just for one skein of floss. So there's that. And then my final thing that I would like to show you guys today is my finish. My finish is my Nightmare Before Coffee from the 2021 Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine. And that's by Barefoot Needleart, which I was doing as a SAL with Mire, the Daydream Stitcher. Hello, Mary, how are you? Let me get this straight. We're done. I just literally put the last stitches in this like an hour ago. I finished up the back stitching. If you follow me on Instagram, you might know that while I was stitching this, I had a bit of a boo-boo with how some of this was lining up with itself. Here in the coffee cup, I was having issues with the eye lining up, and I don't really know why. Some of the eye was not lined up properly, some stitches up here weren't lined up properly, but like everything else was lining up, and I just couldn't understand why. But I just kind of fudged it, and you wouldn't even know that I fudged it. Because like the funny thing is, there is somewhere along that line where something doesn't line up. But when I was putting the back stitching in, because I made this eye different, just to make it, you know, match up kind of. And the way the back stitching goes and everything else goes, you would never know that anything was wrong. So that's that. And this was stitched 2/2 on, oh, again, I don't really know. I want to say like a 28 count. 28 or 32 count. 28 or 30. Maybe 30 count. Does that exist with even weaves? I still don't. I've been out stitching for 10 years, and I've been stitching on even weave for like 5 years, and I still kind of don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, and the fabric was just hand-dyed by a friend who had mailed this to me several years ago. So I couldn't tell you what the color is, but I love it. So, and I think this stitched up really nicely on it. And I feel ashamed that this took me a month and a half to finish, but look at my back. My back is relatively neat, right? Probably one of my neater backs, to be honest. But yeah, I really did enjoy stitching on that a lot. And, but yeah, a month and a half, I guess, for a size, a piece that size, that's not really that bad. I wish it had gone faster. I wish I had stitched it faster, but I guess I would have stitched it in less time if I wasn't working on like 5 other different things. So anyway, my hope for the next 2 weeks is to get more work done on this, obviously, like I had stated, to maybe finish this little lantern and add some more progress to this, as well as getting a little more caught up on the Nightmare Before Christmas SAL. And now the phone's going. I'm so sorry. And then what else is there? I do want to put some work into my Heaven and Earth design. I've neglected that project quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, and I do feel pretty badly about it. But it's just not going to be a project that I can take with me to Niagara. There's just too much involved, too much floss and all that kind of stuff. And I have to take my tablet, and I don't really want to be packing all of that just for 3 days. So what I might take with me to finish is my Goldfinch and Lilacs piece, which is really close to finishing, which I was going to put some work into the last 2 weeks, but my Nightmare Before Coffee piece was on the Q-snap that I wanted to use for the birds, and I was like, I really felt too lazy to take it off and swap projects. So I'm really hoping in the near future that I can invest in some more Q-snaps so that I don't have to swap my projects like that. And then come November, I'm going to be focusing a lot on my Canadian beauty piece so that I can finish that for Christmas for the lady that I dog sit for. But yeah, for the next 2 weeks, I'm definitely going to be working on my Heaven and Earth, my Japanese garden, and my Goldfinch and Lilacs, and the Nightmare Before Christmas SAL. So maybe I can give, in the 14 days, each of those projects like 4 days worth of work, and then everything gets some work on it. And yeah, I don't know, or maybe I'll just every day spin a wheel and see what project the wheel picks for me every day, and I'll throw some time into it. I just know like I'm at work all day tomorrow, and then over the weekend I think I'm free. I don't think I have too much going on, and the boyfriend's working days, I think. His schedule is kind of all over the place, so I never really know what he's doing. But even if he works in the evenings, that's fine. I can just hole myself up in my bedroom and stitch for a couple of hours. And maybe watch some TV. We've got a TV in our bedroom now, so I can throw on some Doctor Who or something and stitch my little heart out. So that is going to be it for me today, guys. A short but sweet video from my parents' house, which I think, like I said, is just going to be a normal thing for me now because it's just so much nicer here. There's better lighting at night, and it's fairly quiet, and I don't have to just, you know, I bring stitching to my parents anyways when I come to visit with the dogs. So in about a half an hour I have to take her home, so I thought I would just pop on and do this real quick before my phone battery dies. And yeah, so that's everything for me, guys. I will see you again in 2 weeks, so watch out for this video on Halloween. I do plan on dressing up a little bit for that video, so keep an eye out for that too. I don't really know yet what my plan is to what I'm gonna dress up as for that video, but I'll figure something out and we'll make it kind of fun. And yeah, so I'll see you guys on Halloween, and I hope you guys have a wonderful two weeks worth of stitching and fun. And thank you to everyone for stopping by and for liking and subscribing and commenting and hanging out with me. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye!